Hi, this is Marcia Teddemore. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I wanted to show you some really cute boxes that I made just out of paper. I started out with the small sizes, which are really cute. It was for a wedding show, and so you could put Jordan almonds in them or chocolates. And then I thought, well, if you can make the small sizes, can you make a large size too? So I made that today. It's getting close to 50 degrees here in Western New York, and I'm tired of being cold. At least the sun is out. So I'm going to show you how to make these boxes today. We're going to make the small ones, but all you have to do is just change the size to make the large ones. So to start out with, I have a 4x5 sheet of Garden Lane Designer Series paper, and also a 4x5 sheet of the Mossy Meadow, but it's cut a smidgen smaller than the top. That way it will go in closer on the bottom. It'll be a snug fit, but it'll still work. So what you need to do is take your scoring tool, and on each of these pieces you're going to score them at 1 inch. So 1 inch, turn it, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Make sure that's a good score. Then you're also going to do it on the Designer Series paper. Make sure that you don't score too hard, because this is a thinner paper and it can tear. And again, you're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. This has got 2 sides, so I kind of like that side too, but I think I'm going to go with that. So I can put my scoring tool away. Then you're going to need to burnish your scores. So I find it easier to do that before I have done the cutting, because that way I can get all of the score lines done. So we're going to do that. Do that. Top is important to score, but the bottom one's really important to score because that has to fit inside. So you want to make sure your score lines are nice and strong there. Now, the notes that I made for this box, I got this box from Patty Bennett. She's brilliant. But someone else, and I think it was Elizabeth Shannon from London, told us when you cut your little trims, just remember to cut out the score line, and you can see it's raised a little. So the easiest way is just to cut out your score lines, and that way you know you're making a deep enough cut so that you'll be able to fold your box. My instructions said bottoms up. I'm not really sure if I remember what that meant, but if you do it consistently, then everything will work out fine. So when I make these boxes, I just cut from the short side, I call that the bottom, up to that first score line. And again, I'm just cutting out my score lines, which are ridged a little, so it makes it easier. Some people have you go in and cut the corners, but this kind of accomplishes that same thing. So you're going to do that. You're going to do it on the top also. And one side will be easier to see than the others, depending on the pattern. This one's a little tricky. So again, you just want to cut it so that you can fold those tabs in. And again, you do the other bottom up to that first score line. Now, here's an important thing to remember. You're going to take your 1 inch circle punch, because you want to give yourself a little finger hold. So you find your 1 inch circle punch. It's easier to do this before you have glued it all down. You can afterwards, because I have, but trust me, it's easier to do it now. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not doing very specific measurements. You can if you want to. And now I'm using my tear and tape, which is a magical thing in my eyes. It holds really, really nicely, and it's really easy to use. You don't need scissors. So you're just going to put it on the little tabs. And when you do this, make sure that you fold these tabs in, because you want them to be on the inside of the box. So when you fold this, you want them to go in like that. And again, I've made that mistake also, where I put it on the wrong side, and this tear and tape holds really, really well. So you're just going to do this. And again, you can tear it. If it gets too long, you can fold it back on itself after you take the cover off. And again, you want to make sure you do the inside. So I'll go ahead and do all these corners and speed up this video so you don't have to watch me doing the whole thing. Okay, one of the things that makes this really easy is a paper piercing tool to get the covers of this tear and tape off. Just kind of peel up underneath there. That way you don't have to worry about fingernails. This one's a little long, so I'm going to fold it back on itself. Pull up that cover. So then you're going to fold it in, rest those down, fold up your flap so you line up those corners. I push it down for a little extra adhesion. Then do the other side. Again, it may be hard to see in the video. The cool thing about these boxes is, let's say you're having a bridal shower or you were getting married and you want to save money on your favors. You could get your bridal party together to do this. A little bit of wine. I would suggest you cut the paper before you start the wine. But it's just assembly line type stuff. All right, so there's the bottom. Now I'll do the top. So put this in, fold that little piece of adhesive in, fold up your lid. Pressure. And there's your box. So it's going to be a little bit of a snug fit, but that's what you want, especially if you're going to put like Jordan almonds in it. And you can decorate it with whatever you'd like on the top. You could leave it simple. This stamp set, So Happy You're Here, I don't know which one it came from, but it's one of the annual catalogs. And then this one is the larger box. Again, the Happy Easter. You can use this design for anything. Just remember that your measurements are 1 inch off. So this is 4 by 5 for the smaller boxes. This was 6 by 7, and you score it 1 inch, and then you can make it as big as you can get your paper. So technically you could use a 12 by 12 if you wanted to. I will post all the supplies on my blog, wendyacresstudio.blogspot.com. I hope you'll stop by and sign up, and thanks for watching.